I'm just trying to figure out how all of a sudden state charges jumped federal. Because when I read that indictment, these are the same people who
Well, we'll
already
see what
have
the
state
discovery
charges
is.
pressed against him
They can say
that are
whatever they
in
want
process.
about things going on, and I haven't seen any evidence yet, so I don't really feel comfortable saying anything about it. I haven't seen any evidence that he did anything like that. They also, in that same indictment, alleged that he paid a large sum of money to his business manager to cover things up, which I know was a settlement of a lawsuit when the business manager sued him. So I'm not sure how much credibility to put in any of those allegations. I'm sorry, what?
I thought it was
Well,
new
who says they're a
charges on
victim?
some new
I
people,
mean, when people look at there are people who
but it's not.
right. There's six new ones. We'll see what the proof is. They've charged them in New York with enticing people and encouraging people to have sex with them. I don't think people accidentally have sex, so I'm not really sure what the criminal activity is there. Well, but it's not underage. These are adults that they've said. In that indictment, they have counts in that indictment where they say that he encouraged and enticed adults to have sex with him.
The,
And
the funniest
it
thing
does
to
say that.
me
And I haven't seen any evidence of any of that. I mean, people can say whatever they want. Hold
is
on
the
one second.
PP
What we
girl.
know
All
is
of a
we
sudden
know
now the
that
PP girl from
all of these
2008 want to
charges
talk.
are decades old, and all of a sudden people are coming forward. And we see what happens in those cases all the time. And we're going to wait and see what happens with the evidence. We're going to wait and see what proof they have. We're going to challenge the proof, and we're going to press on because he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I have no idea. I have no. That's part of the problem. Is we got John Doe 1 and John Doe 2 and unnamed 1 and individual A and B, and we don't know who these people are. So, you know, I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. Prosecutors, I know exactly what you know. I have an indictment that is allegations that alleges somebody did something wrong. That's all I have is allegations. He's presumed innocent. We believe he's innocent. We're going to fight to prove he's innocent. Right. Well, how would you feel about spending the weekend behind bars? I mean, no one ever wants to be behind bars. Unfortunately, under federal law, if the government requests in certain kinds of cases, they can hold you and delay your bail hearing for 3 to 5 days. So that's what's going on here. 3 to 5 business days.
I honestly thought it was something new, but it's not.
I mean, I'm
That
amazed
federal
that he hasn't had a
indictment
complete
is the
breakdown
same
in
thing
the
that
face
has
of all of
already
this
been
pressure,
going on
and,
with the
and the
same
pressure on his
people.
career is basically, in many respects, it's collapsed. He hasn't been able to tour. He keeps finding himself getting charged with things. I think it's the worst case of piling on I've ever seen. Let us do a case. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Okay, y'all, we back with R. Kelly. I was trying to get some real understanding about what's going on with these federal charges, right? So when I first caught wind of it Thursday, all I saw was his crisis manager doing a press conference and he was bombarded by the savages. So that distracted me to do research after I got done watching it. I just let it go. So Friday I thought about it and I said, let me see what's going on. Because I was confused to the point to where as to are these new girls or are these the same girls? So Friday I found out that these were the same girls. And I'm like, how does that happen? And I say that because If a state case is already in process with these girls, how did it jump federal? So I read the 25-page indictment and I was like, wow, these are the same girls and the same charges. So I said I wasn't going to, since I wanted to share it on my YouTube channel, I said I wasn't going to read the 25-page indictment. So I searched for an article that would break it down. And I found this. Arrested in Chicago while walking his dog. The singer faces sex crime, child porn, and obstruction of justice in this latest twist in his case. Now, I wonder, is this a new mugshot or just the same old mugshot they used the first time? Because if it is, he's wearing the same thing and standing in the same spot. But anyway, it says singer R. Kelly faces 9 counts of inciting a minor, 3 counts of child pornography, and 1 count of obstruction of justice in a federal indictment unsealed Friday in Chicago. Other criminal charges were unsealed in New York. Okay, now this time, not only R. Kelly is being charged, but quote unquote, one of his enablers and former employees. My thing is, it's some more people need to be arrested. These are not the only 2. R. Kelly needs to take everybody down with him. If he go down, he should take everybody down with him. Because it was a whole lot more people involved in this than these 2 men. The parents, they need to be arrested as well. Because they did nothing about it. I just don't get it, y'all. I just don't understand how something so heinous, what they claiming, this is allegedly. All these allegations are allegedly. All the things that they're claiming this man did to them is allegedly, because in actual reality, it doesn't make sense. The surviving R. Kelly doesn't make sense. And I'm not defending R. Kelly because he's wrong. My thing is, he's not alone. And these girls should be held accountable for their actions as well, because these girls took non-disclosures. I mean, they signed non-disclosure agreements and took non-disclosure agreement payments. And then they reneged, so they should be arrested. That's extortion. I don't know, y'all. It's just me. Or, does it make sense to you? Because this stuff does not make sense to me. These girls' stories, it's some truth to it. About 10% of it. Yeah. R. Kelly is a grown man. And he did some strange things with underage girls. but they allowed it. They wanted it. They initiated it. And the parents, I just don't know who the worst. The enablers, the employees, R. Kelly, the girls, the parents, the friends, the ex-wife, the relatives. I just don't know who's the worst in this whole scandal. But anyway, Darrell McDavid and Milton Brown, former members of Kelly's entourage, also were named as defendants in the Chicago case. The conspiracy count mentions 5 minors, saying Kelly engaged in sexual contact and sexual acts when they were under 18. It also says 4 videos depict Kelly engaged in sexual contact and sexual acts with a girl under 18. After videos of Kelly having sex with minors went missing, Kelly, McDavid, and others had hundreds of thousands of dollars paid to get them back, according to the indictment. Wow. McDavid pleaded not guilty in a hearing Friday at the Durskin Federal Courthouse. His bail was set at $500,000. The indictment says McDavid was Kelly's business manager between 1991 and 2014. Brown was employed by one of Kelly's businesses between 1997 and 2018, according to the indictment. The United States Attorney's Office said Kelly had an initial hearing on the Chicago charges at 9 p.m. Thursday. He didn't enter a plea. So he's not pleading not guilty or guilty. Maybe he was waiting on his attorney to push through. I don't know. Kelly will spend at least a weekend in custody, and a judge will hold a detention hearing Tuesday as it relates to the Illinois charges. R. Kelly, wearing an orange jumpsuit, appeared in court Friday during a scheduled removal hearing on the New York charges. But a spokesman with the United States Attorney Office says no decision will be made on the matter until Tuesday's detention hearing.
Couple of questions. What's up? Steve, right now, what's the well, we've got 2 indictments. So they want to detain him. They want to detain him in New York in extradition. Our position is that he certainly should get bail on the Illinois charges and the Northern District charges. He should get bail on the New York charges. The man is not a flavorist and never missed a court date in the 2000s when he was charged with the case. He hasn't missed a court date on a state case that's pending now, and it's the worst kept secret that he was going to get charged federally, and he hasn't fled. So he's certainly not a flavorist. He's not a danger to anybody at all. The charges that are brought here are decades old, dating back to the early 2000s and the 90s, and so we're going to be seeking that he get bail on Tuesday. The first thing is we're going to ask the district court here in Illinois bail on the charges that are pending here, and I suspect that that will be influential one way or the other on whether he gets to travel on his own to New York
charges regarding his with his business manager to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to conceal and hide those tapes from decades ago from coming out. Your response to those new charges?
Well, we'll see what the discovery is. They can say whatever they want about things going on, and I haven't seen any evidence yet, so I don't really feel comfortable saying anything about it. I haven't seen any evidence that he did anything like that. They also, in that same indictment, alleged that he paid a large sum of money to his business manager to cover things up, which I know was a settlement of a lawsuit when the business manager sued him. So I'm not sure how much credibility to put in any of those.
There's at least 6 additional victims.
I'm sorry, what?
6 additional victims from the Cook County
Well,
indictment.
who says they were victims? I mean, you know, when people
Alleged
look at-
victims,
look at,
Steve.
there are people.
There's 6 new ones.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, what do you say
There's
to
6
that?
more. What the proof is, they've charged him in New York with enticing people and encouraging people to have sex with him.
Okay, that was his lawyer. Federal prosecutors noted that if convicted on all counts, Kelly would face 195 years in prison, an effective life sentence. Prosecutors also disclosed that none of the alleged conduct in the Illinois indictment overlaps with the allegations in the New York indictment. The defendant should be detained pending trial. Prosecutors wrote, he poses a significant threat to minor girls in the community, to victims and witnesses in the case, into the ongoing investigation. The United States Attorney's Office in Chicago alleges that Kelly's acquittal of child pornography charges in 2008 was the byproduct of a concerted effort by him and his entourage to conceal evidence and intimidate and bribe witnesses to prevent their cooperation with law enforcement. So they saying that back in 2008, he made the PP girl and her family take money and not show up and testify at the trial. He made the PP girl daddy take the money and come to trial and say that that wasn't his daughter. Wow. Defendant actively obstructed justice during the pendency of this trial. Prosecutors wrote, defendants threatened witnesses. He isolated the victim at issue in this case. And he paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to at least 3 separate people to collect and round up video evidence that would prove his guilt. Child, we saw it. The whole world saw it. They had mountains and mountains of evidence on that man, and they still let him walk. I'm going to tell y'all something. Not only, this is a mess. This is a ratchet video. I'm not bougie. Ratchet video, ratchet situation. Not only do I blame R. Kelly, the enablers, the employees, the girls' parents, the family members, the friends, the ex-wife. I blame everybody. Ain't nobody right in this situation. Everybody is guilty. And I also blame, I'm not leaving out the justice system because they are the worst of the worst. Because it's like they knew and they still let him walk. So our justice system did it for the money too. I mean, it is what it is, y'all. R. Kelly got off because he could afford to get off. Those young girls slept with him, had relations with him because they wanted to. Their parents allowed their daughters to be with him because they were looking for some type of financial gain, or they gained from it financially. The employees didn't say anything because they were his employees. They worked for him. It was pretty much their livelihood at stake. You know, if I tell I ain't gonna have no job, so I ain't gonna say nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care about them girls. But now everybody wanna talk. You know, drill. You being hold tied to the bed for hours. You looking on your laptop up under domestic violence, and 25 questions and 16 of them pertain to you, and you wanted to commit suicide, but you didn't. You stayed. You know, all this craziness. The the girl in the red suit. I seen him having relations with Aaliyah. Demetrius, the ex-manager. I seen everything. The old lady in the wheelchair, Miss McLean. I knew he had a problem when he was in what was that, elementary, middle school. The campus security, off-duty police officer. He came up there quite frequently. I mean, it's just crazy. Geronda, I mean, I just can't get over her. You went to a pedophile trial. After the trial was over with, you done linked up with the pedophile, went to his house, had sex with him on the first day. You signed non-disclosure agreements. He fed you some McDonald's and some Chinese, gave you $100. You left when you wanted to, came back when you wanted to. Not only did you have sex with R. Kelly, you engaged in strange things with him and Bubba. I mean, it's just crazy to me, y'all. I don't get it. But now everybody holler, he mistreated me. But everybody was all for it when it was going on. Then y'all wait more than a decade later to say, I'ma tell on you. Child. Where was I? Defendant actively obstructed justice during the pendency of this trial. Prosecutors wrote defendant threatened witnesses. He isolated the victim at issue in this case. I think I just read that part. I got thrown off, child. Yeah, I read that. The defendant undermined the integrity of the state court trial. The state court trial undermined it themselves. They allowed it. And his efforts obstructed the fair administration of justice. The continued. It further discouraged victims from cooperating with law enforcement for years, which allowed the defendant to get away with his conduct for so long. Not anymore. See, and then this the funny part, y'all. Now that these girls have gotten older and things are not working out in their favor anymore, and the parents, things are not working out in their favor anymore, and the employees are long gone and have been replaced, everybody broke and mad because things are not working out the way that they planned. And those savages, honey, it looks like they want a whole reality show. That's clout chasing at its finest. I don't even see the Claras around no more. Now, I seen a lot of wrong in the Clarys, but I can honestly say I hold it thought. Every thought shouldn't be vocal. I keep that to myself. The memo states the victim identified as minor one is the same girl who was the victim at R. Kelly's 2001 trial, the PP girl. Rashonda Landfair. But who did not then cooperate with investigators. Girl, where you been all these years? Girl, where have you been? Prosecutors say they have disturbing, explicit, and crude videos of Kelly having sex with a 14-year-old girl in his former home in Lakeview. Okay, we already know that. Y'all saw that. Everybody in the whole wide world saw that videotape. Way back when. But y'all let them go. Now it's a problem. Now it's outrage. Lord, make it make sense. In two of the videos, Kelly and the girl mentioned the girl's age, 14, a total of 15 times. Girl, Sparkle told us this. We saw this. It was mentioned in the first trial. I got that on my channel. Jim Degaradis told us this. Oh, let me just hurry up and get through this because if I keep on, I don't want it to be too long. Two videos also show Kelly subjecting the girl to sodomistic abuse by urinating on her. Okay, the pee-pee girl. I thought I was finna read something else. I thought he had okay. My mind went a little bit further that time. I was like, I thought maybe he pooped on the girl. Okay, he peed on her. Okay. I thought he pooped on the girl too. I was like, wait a minute, is this something new? Okay, prosecutors allege the girl and other victims have all testified to the extent of a fourth video that investigators have not located. So how they know about it? In part because Kelly hired someone who now is apparently cooperating with the government to collect videos and pay one of his victims $100,000 to return a tape. But that takes me back to Surviving R. Kelly because the girl, Lisa Van Allen, she mentioned a tape that she took and told somebody to hold on to, and then she felt bad and told R. Kelly that she took the tape because she thought that she was on the tape, and he offered to pay a large sum of money to get the tape back. All these tapes. Kelly required other government witnesses involved in seeking out the tapes to take lie detector tests. I think that's her, Lisa Van Allen, to prove they had turned over all copies to the singer. That's Lisa Van Allen. I remember that. Though not mentioned by name, the United States Attorney's Office referenced Kelly's former marriage to the now deceased singer Aaliyah. The government's ongoing investigation has revealed that defendants sexually abused many other young girls. Prosecutors wrote, y'all, this ain't nothing but a replay of Surviving R. Kelly. What I'm reading by far, and what I read in the indictment. This is a replay of Surviving R. Kelly and what we've all known for years. It's so sad, girl. Mm. The government's ongoing investigation has revealed that the defendant sexually abused many other young girls, the prosecutors wrote. Indeed, as one example, in 1994, when the defendant was 27 years old, he married a 15-year-old girl at a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, knowing that she was a minor. Aaliyah. Her parents are trash too. The mama told me they was always with her uncle, her dad, or her brother, or her. Okay, girl, but where y'all was when she married this grown man, so you couldn't have been always with her. But anyway, prosecutors said they have 3 of the alleged videos. Those, they said, were filmed at Kelly's former Lakeview residence. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she doesn't have enough information to comment on specifics of the R. Kelly indictment. But that didn't stop the former federal prosecutor from lumping Kelly together with financier Jeffrey Epstein, who was arrested July the 6th on charges of sex trafficking. You know, and I don't like that, y'all. I wish black people would stop trying to compare themselves, because I don't do it. Compare themselves and situations to white folks. Worry about your own community, baby. Worry about your own people. I want to make sure that our children are protected. And unfortunately, as we've seen, okay. Not just with Mr. Kelly, but others like Mr. Epstein, who have been in the news. We need to make sure that people who are predators, people who don't value our children other than for illicit purposes, see justice, the mayor said. Mr. Kelly, as Mr. Epstein, or is it Epstein or Epstein, is entitled to a presumption of innocence. But if they have harmed our children, I hope that they will see and feel the full measure of the law. Kelly, 52, was arrested while walking his dog about 7 p.m. Thursday in Chicago. He was held overnight at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago. Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, said Friday the charges appear to largely be the same as the conduct previously alleged against Mr. Kelly in his current state indictment and his former state charges that he was acquitted of. We see that now, and they had everybody so hyped because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's some more girls? Who these girls? R. Kelly done went federal. I was like, I thought maybe it was somebody else up there in the room with Jocelyn and Azriel that some parent just found out about that we didn't know about. I thought it was something like that. Come to find out, it's the same old. Allegedly. Because it could be something in there that we don't know yet. Because in that press conference, he did say he's just going by what he's seen. He hasn't seen and went over everything. He hasn't seen any evidence. He hasn't seen any tapes. He just read an indictment. That's what the lawyer told us. And the crisis manager. So this article goes on to say most and not all of the conduct alleged is decades old. We agree. Everybody can see that. Mr. Kelly was aware of the investigations and the charges were not a surprise, Greenberg said. And let me say this before I go a little further, y'all. At the beginning of this article, y'all remember it stated that R. Kelly didn't plead guilty or not guilty in this federal indictment. That's because he didn't know what was all in there. R. Kelly know he guilty. He know it. But he gonna play this thing by the law and see, can he get out of everything? He gonna see, can he get away and walk away just like he did the first time? I guess it's just that's a letter that this a letter that was sent to his attorney when he was arrested. And I guess his attorney just shared it on Twitter. A separate 5-count indictment was unsealed Friday in the Eastern District of New York. And that indictment, this is going to be good. Because I think, y'all, this is the part, whatever happened in New York is what's going to be interesting. Because what I'm thinking, I don't know where the Clarys lived and which girl this could be about. This could be one of the girls or somebody that, oh, okay. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this New York situation is about the Faith Rogers girl, the girl that allegedly, the girl that says R. Kelly gave her the herpes. I think that's what this one is about. And I'll tell y'all about her. She a whole new type of clout chaser, honey. She chasing that bag. Because, girl, you was 19 years old. You were taking flights to see him. And you saying that this man came in your hotel room and forced himself on you. Girl, when you first met him and you conversed with him over the phone for weeks before he flew you out, what did you think was gonna happen when you got there? Come on now. And my thing is, girl, this may sound a little mean, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Ratchet video for a ratchet situation. Girl, she claiming R. Kelly infected her with the herpes, allegedly, the first time that they had sexual relations. So you mean to tell me the first time you had sex with him, you didn't use no protection? Girl, how often do you do that? I mean, because it ain't making sense to me. So you had sex with him just because he was R. Kelly? Who else did you have sex with just because before you met R. Kelly? Uh, did you have sex with the man just because he had a good job, or with this guy just because he had a nice car, or did you have sex with this guy just because he was handsome, or this one over here just because he bought you a Happy Meal? I mean, how many just because were there before and after R. Kelly? Make it make sense. Where was I? A separate 5 accounts indictment was unsealed Friday in the Eastern District of New York. In that indictment, Kelly and his entourage were accused of acting as criminal enterprise to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand, and to recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activities with Kelly. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx said the federal indictment demonstrates the collaborative efforts of our criminal justice system. My office was pleased to work together to secure these charges and will continue to work with our colleagues in the pursuit of justice for all victims. And let us be clear, this is not just about surviving R. Kelly. Okay, girl, well, what it's about then? Because she just snitched on herself right there. That's all it's about, a repeat of surviving R. Kelly. Y'all trying to push surviving R. Kelly. Because I'm still not understanding how state charges that are in process jump federal. I'm not understanding Geronda. Geronda, girl. Why did you keep a shirt with this man's semen on it for 10 years? Why did you sign non-disclosure agreement? Why did you go to a pedophile trial? And where your mama at? Why did you engage in all them strange things with that man? Because, girl, I read the book and you are not innocent. To me, girl, you was where you wanted to be. You was doing what you wanted to do. You was excited to be with R. Kelly. You thought it was cute. You totally ignored what was going on at that trial because you attended the trial. I just don't understand the stupidity of it all. Where was I? And let us be clear, this is not just about surviving R. Kelly. For most victims, it's about surviving less famous abusers. Girl, that's another thing. That girl, Geronda, girl, she was all over the place. Every show that she went on, she mentioned that she had been sexually abused as a child. So, as a teenager, you defended a pedophile. You went to his trial. You were his super fan. Girl, y'all can't even make this make sense. That girl saw that R. Kelly was an easy target, and she knew that he would fall for it. And he fell for her 16-year-old self. I'm going to say it like that. And this is where they at 10 years later. I don't know. Okay. For most victims, it's about surviving a less famous abuser, a trusted adult, or a total stranger, Fox said. This is the indictment, y'all. 25 pages. 6 weeks ago, Cook County prosecutors filed a new series of sexual assault charges against Kelly, who was first charged in state court in February. The criminal sex abuse case against him there involves 4 women. 3 of them were minors at the time. With the illegal acts, he's accused of dating from 1998 to 2010. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, that's on my last video that I did. Because I kind of really felt that this was about the same girls. So the previous video before this one, these 4 are on my thumbnail. In May, Cook County prosecutors upgraded charges in one of those cases. This one involving someone described as a victim and identified by the initials JP. Just got done talking about her. Geronda Pace. To aggravated criminal sexual assault. The state charges came weeks after celebrity Los Angeles attorney Michael Avenatti said he had a VHS tape he said showed Kelly having sex with a minor girl. The tape appears to be the bias for the charges against Kelly involving a girl who had sex with the singer in his former home in Olympia Fields sometime between 1998 and 2001, when the girl would have been 14 to 16 years old. The PP girl. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Former Sun-Times music journalist Jim DeGaradas, who had reported on the allegations against Chicago native Kelly for nearly 2 decades, wrote in February in the New Yorker that the FBI and the IRS offices in the Eastern District of New York were investigating the singer, and that a human trafficking investigation by the Federal Department of Homeland Security also was underway. The United States Attorney's Office in Manhattan also was investigating Kelly, DeGaradas reported. He also wrote then that officials in Fulton County, Georgia, where Kelly had a residence until recently, were investigating. Kelly has been free since posting a $100,000 bail in February and living in an apartment in Trump Tower. Kelly was acquitted of child pornography charges in 2008 after a trial in Cook County that centered on a videotape prosecutors said showed the singer having sex with a girl who was as young as 13. Kelly had been dogged by allegations he had sex with underage girls before he was charged with the child pornography counts in 2002. The singer has come under more scrutiny since January when the TV documentary Surviving R. Kelly aired on Lifetime. The six-part series featured interviews with women who said they had sex with Kelly when they were minors. It detailed allegations that the singer kept several women in cult-like captivity. Kelly has denied the allegations of having sex with minors and of keeping two women who live with him against their will, as have the women Azriel Clary and Jocelyn Savage.